Hey everybody, you got the Hobby Drifter here. So I ran a poll on Twitter the other day about what type of video you'd like to see from me next, and the options were a Transformers video, a Sentai video, or a Disney video. And I was surprised not only that Transformers came in dead last, but that the runaway winner was Super Sentai. So I figured I've got a couple of pretty nice Super Sentai books that I haven't seen a whole lot of commentary about online. So I want to take a quick look at some of these. There are three of these. Two of them were released for the 40th anniversary of the series, and the other one was released quite a few years earlier. And let me just get into it. So here's the first one. This is the Super Sentai Walker, and it is a kind of a rundown of what has happened in Super Sentai over the last 40 years. Something that has changed significantly over the last maybe even 5 or 10 years is that they stuck the Green Ranger right here in front. And part of that could be that we're finally reaching a point where they're not embarrassed to be associated with Power Rangers. That this thing that was sprung out of Super Sentai, or it could be because this was released around the same time as the Bandai Artisan, Buckler, and Gyusoken. So maybe it's just a little bit of product placement there. But anyway, it's really nice, beautiful painted artwork. And get inside. This is the obi that came with the book. I don't like these. I know. I do like that if the book you're buying secondhand is missing it, it's often you save a little bit of money. But I don't like they get all grody, they get all nasty. Just I don't know. I don't generally like them. Yeah. That's still in good shape. I'm not gonna wreck it, obviously. Anyway, this came out with the 40th anniversary. The retail price was 2,700 yen, which is about $25, and released by good old Kadokawa, the original Go Ranger lineup. But this is the prime nostalgia. This is like the legendary Super Sentai, in that very, 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 very few fans, even here in Japan, remember watching the original Go Ranger as it aired. I mean, it was always something that was the older brothers thing, or maybe even your parents' thing. But I've never met anyone who was a fan of Sentai going all the way back to the original run of Go Ranger. However, I did, while I was working in Hiroshima, meet someone, a teacher I worked with, who claimed that he was the college roommates with the yellow Go Ranger. So, interesting if true. Anyway, so this book, cool thing inside is this nice big fold-out poster. It's the same artwork or similar artwork that's on the cover, but it's huge folded poster form. Again, I don't know whoever buys these and then takes these out. You see the posters in a bunch of these nice books, and I've never ever seen one for sale where someone has taken them out. Yeah, it's read the reverse of the English style. It opens on the left, and so there's a bunch of stuff about the current series at the time. Tons of, and obviously it's all in Japanese. But yeah, the first part is very laser focused on the current series at the time, which I have not seen except for a little bit of the Gokaiger crossover episode, because I can't get enough of that, of the Gokaiger. So yeah, here's the toys that are released. And then, okay, here we go. The bread and butter of this thing, the reason I bought it, I seem to have taken the price sticker off of it, so I don't know how much I paid for it. It was definitely under 1,000. It might have been 500 or 900. But yeah, this part goes in reverse order. So some of the stuff that was released in the Super Sentai Artisan, there's the Dino Buckler, the DX Shinken O, those kind of things. So it looks like I was mistaken. This was not the year that they were putting out the Gyusoken and Dragon Buckler. So maybe it was just a little bit of serendipity that came out so close to it. Yeah, so going back, and there's mostly focused this part on the series itself, and some artwork, a little bit of stuff on the toys, but mostly this is just focused. There's a very brief write-up of the series characters. Yeah, there we go. Here we got some of the toys, naughty kitty stuff. The cosplay stuff, figures. There's the G Ranger stuff. Which I did have the original versions of these years ago, before they became. Well, I mean, they were always pretty sought after, for American collectors, but they weren't super expensive when I bought them. I sold those when I got married to pay for my wedding, and yeah, no, I don't regret that at all. I know Bandai is usually pretty litigious about this stuff, so I'm wondering if this video is going to get flagged. Yeah, so here's some of like the early figures for Battle Fever J. That's my wife's favorite series. The Soft B Go Rangers, the metal Aka Ranger. What it was called? I keep wanting to call him Aka Red. That was from Go Catcher. Love the look of some of these figures, these really early Sentai figures. And yeah, then we got just a bunch of stuff on the toys. This was the first Gokaiger mecha that I completed when I moved to Fukuoka, and right after this series ended, these things were so unbelievably cheap. I think the biggest one in the set was like 2,000, 3,000 yen. It was like $20. So I mean, I bought and sold probably 20 of these full sets, especially for people who wanted them without the boxes, because I could just ship them much more cheaply without the packaging. And I'm sure my weekly trash pickup was wondering why I had dozens of Sentai boxes they're thrown out every week. So some Battle Fever J art. This beautiful figure. And then really meta, these were the series compilation books that were released for a bunch of the Sentai series. This is the G Ranger one, which is now available on Kindle. I think it's kind of cool. I had the original, but I traded it for something or other. Like I've bought and sold so much stuff. That's the thing about living in small places for most of the last few years. You see something cool, you buy it, you're like, oh my god, I'm so glad I have this, and then you realize, yeah, but I gotta put my feet somewhere, so you just gotta get rid of it. And then some more interviews. There we go. Here's a whole page on Power Rangers Legacy series. You got the Legacy Dagger, the Legacy Thunder Megazord, which I really wish we had gotten released here. The Legacy Dinozords. These really cool figures that are just super buff. And then they even give Akiba Ranger a little bit of love in this book. So yeah, then a few more interviews. So if as a rundown of 40 years of Sentai, I mean obviously this is very nice. It's not completely comprehensive. I mean, everything only gets like 1 or 2 pages, but for just a nice little, even say reference, but it's it's a nice anniversary book. Next, we've got something. I just found this. I didn't even know this existed until very recently, and someone picked it up for me. And I mentioned how the previous one wasn't very specific. This is only, the title is Super Sentai Toy History 40, 1975 to 2006. And it's just the vehicles. The mecha, mostly the DX mecha. It's Western style, opens on the right. Starts off right there. Nice cross section of Battle Fever Robo, I think was the just blanked right there. But the one from Battle Fever J that I always see for exorbitant prices and think, oh, I should totally buy that. Under the eyes, I was like, oh, well, my wife's a fan, so maybe I could. But no, she'd kill me. She would literally kill me, and she'd be right to do it. So yeah, first, right off the bat, all the DX, or what would become known as the DX stuff, packaging shots. Absolutely everything, including some of the weird things like the PVC Beast set, the spare color versions, or the different color versions, and just everything in the package, including the variants. Wish they took more space to. I mean, these are tiny pictures, but I mean, the out-of-package shots are very, very nice. There's some box artwork. There's shots of them in each mode, and the samples that they've got here are pretty nice. And that'll be something that I mention in the next book. So I mean, yeah, this is basically the Transformers Generations of Sentai Mecha. Here's the page devoted to the black repaints and the other weird colors. Yeah, there's Danger gets 3 pages. That's pretty nice. Yeah, I'm not gonna go through all of this very slowly, but I mean, you get the idea. It's, as a point of reference, this is very, very nice to have. Covers, to my knowledge, everything except for maybe packaging variants or things like that. But I mean, every robot in every mode is covered. And there's even, right at the end here, some stuff about the Soul of Chogo conversions. Like, Battle Fever Robo, I was right, that's the name. And of course, Daijujin / the Dino Megazord. And beautiful figures. And index. And commentary from the designers. So yeah, between the series walkthrough, the Super Sentai Walker, and this very nice book's released for the 40th anniversary in 2016. I wish there was another book about the other, like the non-robot toys, the figures, the softies, the changers, things like that. Doesn't appear to be one for that yet, but the 45th anniversary is coming up next year, so maybe. And here's the last one. This one's been in my collection now for over 10 years. This is the Sentai Hero Super Visual, released for the 25th anniversary of the Sentai series. So it was released in way the hell back in 2001. And at the time, this was absolutely mind-blowing. So again, you go back to 2001 money. That's 2,667 yen before tax. With tax, 2,800 yen, which makes it on par with the prices for the Toy History and the Sentai Walker. Now, this copy has seen better days. That's why I got it for the princely sum of only 500 yen at good old Book Off in Kyushu. Tons of nice photography and screenshots from the series. Really, really beautiful. Again, the title is super visual, so it's not terribly text heavy, which I'm guessing that for the people who are watching this video is not going to be a huge problem. But it covers everything up to 2001 as far as the TV show goes, and some just beautiful, beautiful shots. This must have been around the time that they were getting these out on DVD, because these are just excellent, excellent pictures. And once you get through all of the TV stuff, then we get the Sentai Hero Toys Memorial, which is basically all the toys. And some of these are in better shape than others. Like this poor guy looks kind of scuffed up. I think everything's complete. Like I don't think there's any missing parts in any of these things. But yeah, it's not quite as comprehensive, and obviously it goes back 15 years earlier than the Toy History version. But I mean, it's got everything, including insane rarities like the red Geosoken, the cute little figures here, the Lucky Draw Gold Daijujin, which I have never in my life seen in person. There's a thing showing like what the sticker sheet was like for the sets. Showing all the robots, most of the figures. Again, not all of the changes or anything, and then some more interview stuff. I can't recommend this one strongly enough. If you can get your hands on one of these for a decent price, absolutely fantastic thing to own as a Sentai fan. The pictures from the series are plentiful and beautiful. Probably even more so than the Super Sentai Walker, which, of course had pictures from the series, but, not nearly as many. So this fun to have, it's a nice little thing. That's the Super Sentai Walker series, 40 years, and just as a thing to have. It's nice. It's not fantastic, but it's nice. If you're a collector or a fan of the robots, this is fantastic. This can get kind of pricey on the secondary market. So this one was $14.46 after tax, $15.90. But I see these on eBay for $40-50. And if this is your thing, strongly recommend this one. And as far as an overall just excellent thing, if you don't mind that it's, almost 20 years out of date, this one is terrific. So yeah, these are the 3 best Sentai books in my personal collection. If they do an updated, version of any of these or all of these for 45th anniversary, I'm sure I'll grab those as well. These are sold in pretty much any bookstore. These two are called MOOCs. It's halfway between a magazine and a book. So they're sold in like the magazine section, but they stay on shelves longer than actual magazines. Kind of like a book. Get it? Book, magazine. So yeah, I never know how to end these things gracefully, but thanks for watching. Hope you learned a little bit about some cool stuff you might not have known about, or maybe if you were thinking about buying one of these, I've helped you decide yes or no. So anyway, thank you very much. I've been the Hobby Drifter. Take care and happy hobbying.